everyone, we're back. Thanks for coming to hang out with Market Mamas.
Hi guys. Today we're going to talk about something that is slightly beyond the beginner trading realm, but it creeps up in the messy middle and can be a psychological hang-up for a lot of us. It's overconfidence. When you get on a winning streak, either with your P&L or how well you're reading the market or both, things can start to go really well and you can start to feel a little bit like you can handle anything.
100%. So usually it's a lack of confidence that you face initially when learning how to trade from the ground up. It can be very intimidating, right? I struggled a lot, like a great deal with my confidence and I still do. So interestingly enough, overconfidence becomes yet another risk of potential self-sabotage. And it almost creeps up on you when you're feeling really good about your performance. Perhaps you've been making excellent choices and really honing your edge. And then you may have a day where all of a sudden things just did not pan out how you expected them to. And once you start, backtracking your steps, it can become clear I was overconfident. I didn't do my full, prep and prime routine. I got lax on my defense and I just assumed that I was going to nail all my trades today. Maybe I didn't honor my own personal conditions, didn't get enough sleep, and I just wasn't in a good mindset. I wasn't prepared in the focused state that I need to be, anytime I'm going to participate. So things like that, overconfidence can lead you to thinking you can still perform. And you're just not setting yourself up to have the most successful day that you possibly can. And I'm not speaking from experience or anything, like I've never done this, but I'm just saying. So these are the things that, you really want to have locked down. This formula that is important to give yourself, that greatest chance of having a great performance day. And when you do start to get better and you're seeing good results, it can just be so easy to let some of those things go to the wayside. So, I know when I had less confidence in my abilities, I made much better choices. I was so strict with myself. And when I did start to get better results and feel better about my abilities, I definitely, recognized that I wasn't honoring that same level of discipline.
Oh my gosh, yes. We have found significant power in journaling on every day, but that helps us more clearly identify what transpired in the day, and it can help us to acknowledge what your experience was and dig into what might have contributed to your trading executions, such as all the things Kendra listed. I mean, if you really kind of at the end of the trading day, market is closed, you have time to think and process what happened, to write it down. That's when you can really kind of find those contributing factors on the sooner side if you're taking that time to process. It can be kind of insidious how overconfidence starts because you're just learning, growing, discovering all of these cool things. My partner and I are figuring stuff out together and sending things back and forth. You start taking really good trades. It can sneak in. You want to gain confidence. That's a healthy part of becoming successful at a new pursuit. The learning, growing, gaining the confidence. It encourages you to step back in the arena every day, which can be kind of scary, but if you're gaining confidence, it helps. But there's the factor that it can be a detriment if you don't manage it right and stay humble at the same time as confident. Like, you gotta find a way to marry them. It can be done, but it's not easy. Part of that can be to just slow down. Make sure you're really focusing on your process. If you find, like we have, that you may be on a winning streak and you experience a really hard day, we definitely encourage you guys to think about overconfidence as a potential factor. Because in real time, what that can look like is leveraging up before you otherwise had planned to, not taking a step out when maybe it was indicated, when the market is saying your trade is wrong, but you don't want your stop to get hit because you think, I'm not wrong. I'm trading really well lately. My trade's going to work out. I just need to give it more room. I need to give it more time. I can deepen the risk a little bit because I'm winning lately. There are different ways that different traders, we all have different personalities. We'll add risk in different ways, different choices, over trading, deepening our stop, going in too heavy. All of those things add risk and they can really damage your accounts. If you think you can't lose, it's going to be fine. I'm growing, I'm trading. This is all just a part of my evolution. Well, you got to be careful with that because it can lead into overconfidence and you can get in over your head.
Right. The overconfidence can lead to all of those things, trading in fix-it mode, to the revenge trading, just to this attitude of like, there's no way I'm not going to end this day green. There's no way I'm not going to turn this thing around. So it's extremely important to, we talk about staying neutral, and part of staying neutral is having that confidence that, okay, my next trade is going to be a winner. However, the overconfidence can also lead to trading in conditions that aren't ideal for, whatever your edges, whatever your setups are. So it can be very tricky to maintain that level of neutrality in congruence with having superior defense. When you feel like you're improving and you're having really successful days, that's precisely when you need to be even more selective and even more cautious, because now you're protecting an even greater castle that has even more value. So an excerpt I just love from the Daily Trading Coach is that it is just as important to work on yourself when you're trading well as you do when you're trading poorly. It's not that you want to fix what isn't broken. Rather, you want to crystallize what you're doing right so that you can do more of it and fully capitalize on it. So trying to manage the success of the good days and humility of it, but just be very hyper aware of the need to build that fortress to not only protect your mind, but to protect your profits. Every day we come in, we have that responsibility to put up that protection around ourselves, because the market is extremely scary, and it can be tricky as hell. And so even with all the skills we have, the different tools, the ways we read the market and whatnot, we still have to have that understanding that even if we entered what we think is the best trade based on market context, it can still go completely against in another direction. And so market does what she wants to do, and it's just our job to follow her and to just define our risk continuously.
Yeah, well said. I think it can be really hard when you are building your accounts. You're really getting excited about how much you've grown and that you're earning real money. But then there's risk that through that, you can take out an entire week's or more worth of building on your accounts that you've done in one shitty trading session. Let's be honest, we've all done it. That's the worst. It reminds me of this saying that we've heard a few times, new level, new devil. Kendra and I have referenced so many times, because as our trading has improved and progressed, it's been a factor every single time. Kendra and I trade funded accounts. That's what we're using for our trading capital. And the first several times we've gotten PAs or bigger account, or we've gotten past a certain threshold, shortly after reaching that next level, a day comes where you just F it up. And I think part of it is like, yes, I got to the PA level, the performance account. That's the next level within the funding account systems. You can achieve the next level in your progress, whichever method you use. And you think, now I've arrived. Now I've gotten past this last level, this last benchmark that I was searching for and pushing towards for what feels like a really long time sometimes. You get to that peak on the mountain and you're like, yes, this is it. I did what I set out to do. I'm ready for the next level. I've proven to myself I'm ready for the next level. I'm here. Slap you in the face so hard, because the market, it's not all of a sudden easier. It's still a very hard pursuit to be a day trader. And so you have to, in that moment, be like, yes, I got to another level. Now I need to keep my head down and keep grinding. I want to do the same thing I did to get to this level. I don't want to get too excited. I need to stay neutral. If you start to get too excited, too motivated that you really are just on another level in your progress, you can get like a bulletproof type of feeling, like I can take on anything. This is going to be good. It doesn't usually work out. It will hurt when you get to that next level and then you're knocked back down, because sometimes you're knocked down hard and you have to get back up and get back in the game from potentially a lower spot than you were, in your account size, in your time frame that you were hoping for. And so that hurts a little bit.
Okay, it does hurt. Even more when you did allow yourself to get excited, you allowed yourself to have that feeling of leveling up, and then it's just like 5 steps forward, 10 steps back, and you're just knocked down. And so it makes me recall what market wizard Linda Bradford Rashke, she put out an article many years ago, but it's just timeless. It's still so relevant, and I look back on it often. And she talks about how it's so easy to get excited about looking at all the net profit of a large winning day, and that large wins can do just as much to tamper with an even mindset as large losses. So Becky and I have been there. And so we now try our best to just stay as evenly killed as possible, because we're kind of over just feeling like so extremely high and then just so extremely low, that roller coaster we had talked about. So it is really a challenge, because we're in this to win and to continue to, improve and do better. So when we have really good performance days, we do want to celebrate them, and we want to positively reinforce what we're doing good. But then on the other hand, when we have bad days, we don't want to give too much, negative energy to that either. So it's just our human nature, to get excited easily and kind of start to feel when you are doing better, like, oh, well, I don't do these other things anymore. Like, that's not me. Like, I've evolved, I've leveled up, and they can still be, creeping, in the background. So just, it's really important to just be aware how much any given day, can take you from one end of your performance spectrum to the other, but that you really, all you can do is just stay humble, keep your head down, keep working your system, and just treat every new day like a fresh and brand new opportunity. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. And so that's really all we can do. And just respect the difficulty in this business, and respect that even when you're making great strides and wonderful progress, that we have to stay extremely cognizant of the fact that we're in the business of no guarantees.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if you can recognize that and see this as a factor early, that helps a lot, because identifying a confidence issue that is impacting your trading executions in an unhelpful way, by calling it out and recognizing it, you can change your choices and mitigate that a little bit. You can really kind of double down on only trading your trading plan and adhering to it specifically, only executing when you see this particular setup and everything is there. That will help you not trade your expectation, because you assume you know what the market is going to do on a particular day. If you've gotten this far in your trading career, sure, you are not bad at reading the market, but the market, she's still going to do what she's going to do. And there will be plenty of times where you're still caught off guard. I found that I do the best when I can just keep my head down, lean into my process, keep my mind focused on my edge specifically, and trade my plan. Let the outcomes evolve naturally based on how I'm reading the market and flowing with it. That is the best day for me. That day that I described, it's not emotional, right? You take the emotion out of it. You're not leaning into over or under confidence. You're looking at your data and what it's telling you and what that information means you should do with your choices. Mm-hmm. We're not saying you don't celebrate the wins, because like Kendra said, we're humans. It's natural to be excited when you have a good P&L, when you've put in the work. It's really fun, right? But if you can approach trading from the business mindset, where of course I ended green because I'm a consistent day trader. I study and I executed my plan. The solid green P&L is a natural outcome at the end of my workday. Tomorrow, I'm going to show up and do the same thing again, because this is my career now. I show up at my office and I execute my trades per my system. And so I don't need to be overly confident. These are just the facts. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I fund my life. Approaching trading from that business standpoint, it really may be the best tool to mitigate any issues with confidence. You keep it level. You do your job. You show up day after day, and you do it again. And you build that career, and you build that bank account. You let it compound slowly and steadily by just showing up to your job.
Right. That being evenly killed, the best approach to that is to treat it like a job. You get in, you do your job, and you get out and you get on. And so being intentional with your energy, to not blow things up in either direction, depending on, your P&L results for any given day, but just focusing on the execution side of things, respecting that every day is a brand new and true opportunity, and conditions do change. So just because, yesterday worked out fabulously, it does not mean that that's going to be the same outcome the following day. And so it's a level of maturity for sure, and like a humbling effect that, trading is limitless. So naturally that potential is life-changing. However, it's definitely still a process, and we're very much still working on that. We're in the thick of it, continuously trying to adjust and just manage all the moving parts. So just trying to some days keep our head above water, and other days keep our feet on the ground. And that's just the business we're in right now, and where we're at in our journeys. And we've vowed to be very, very authentic and open with you all. So
I think every time you progress and you start leveraging up in this game, you're going to have to combat this. I mean, who are I and Kendra? Who are we? But we've experienced this, and it doesn't seem to be changing. Every level, it's still there. So I think it's a real thing. Talking with our trading friends. So, I mean, bear it in mind, especially if you're in the middle and you're feeling some of this. So go into it with your eyes open and recognize it as soon as you can. And then, put some things in place to manage it. That's what's helping us. I mean, I can't say helped us because it's not like we're passive. We're actively every day kind of trying to call this out and recognize it and get better. That's where we're at. I don't know. Where are you guys at? So please let us know. We're so curious about who's out there listening to us and what your experiences are. If you're a day trader or doing anything super hard and overconfidence is knocking you on your ass here and there, share us your tips on what you've done to work through it. Let us know in the comments, and it'll be fun dialogue about it.
Right. Yeah. Let us know, please, how you're staying grounded in your own pursuits, and share with us. Love to hear from you all. And also do us a favor and please hit subscribe and hit notifications, because we're coming back with more discussions very soon. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks for being here with us. Bye.